Hello and welcome to the latest SOMA.finance AMA to discuss the launch of the SOMA token. With us, I have SOMA co-founders. Joining us from the US, we have Bill Hine. Bill, how are you and how is everything going?
Doing well. Good morning, Blair. For me, morning. Everything is going great. Thanks for putting us on.
Great to have you. And joining us from Hong Kong as well, we have another SOMA co-founder, John Patrick Millen. John, how's it going?
Going well. A little bit later for me over here in Hong Kong, but always happy to hop on and talk to the community. So obviously this is a special event. It's been a big week, and we're really excited about the progress we're making and happy to share more about what's going on behind the scenes.
Absolutely. So first off, congratulations. The SOMA token launch has happened and it is now live. We've had a ton of questions from our community and lots of people interested in learning more, which is obviously the reason that we're doing this AMA. So without further ado, I'd like to dive right into the questions that we have. I think the best place to start for those of the followers that don't necessarily know about the SOMA token, if you could give an overview as to what the SOMA token is and why this launch is so significant for everyone.
Sure, happy to do it. The SOMA token is an evolution in the process of blockchain-based finance. Unlike almost every token that's ever been issued to this date, it is explicitly a security. It is a financial instrument of SOMA.finance Incorporated, which is a Delaware-based U.S. company. It is not just a token. It is actually it is a representation of the Series A preferred stock of the company, and it is a real financial instrument, which is a big change from a lot of the tokens that have come out in the past.
Absolutely, it sounds like something that is completely different, and it's good to see, I think, some of the progress that's been made with tokens in this direction. A lot of people are asking, with regards to the launch, what is a Reg CF sale? What does it mean? What is the significance? What does it stand for? I think a lot of people are kind of seeking clarity on that, and I know that there are lots of people that don't necessarily have the background to understand what that is. So what does it mean?
Absolutely. So Reg CF is not so cleverly named after the crowdfunding boom that happened, 20 years ago now, where people started out and doing things just as crowdfunding, and all of a sudden it became obvious that those were securities. So the SEC created regulation crowdfunding, which we just call Reg CF for short. And effectively, it's a regimen where a small amount of securities can be sold to non-accredited investors. And accredited investors have to meet some pretty stringent financial tests to buy private securities. But for Reg CF, with following all the rules associated with it, we can actually sell these securities to non-accredited U.S. investors. We, of course, can sell them to international investors as well. But that's the real special part of CF is that non-accredited U.S. investors can purchase.
And just to kind of add on a little bit, I mean, given the fact that it is a security, we're following U.S. private placement securities exemptions under the Reg CF exemption. It is different than like a traditional token launchpad offering, right? So, we had initially planned to launch it on our own SOMA.finance platform, which unfortunately our overlords did not allow us to do for this particular transaction. But we are doing it with another registered broker and Reg CF platform, Akamona. So we'll talk a little bit more about how you guys can get signed up and whatnot, and what the process is, because I know that is slightly new. We've shown you a lot about how cool our platform looks. We spent a lot of time building it. It is pretty legit, and we're looking forward to have more deals coming on for the community so they can participate in other Reg CF products and offerings. Just not, unfortunately, the SOMA token this time around. But it is different from the fact that we are following U.S. securities rules and how we're offering the tokens to the public. And there are different requirements behind that. But it is a very novel concept to have a Reg CF in tokenized form. And it's obviously one of the things that SOMA brings to the table that others in the game are not.
And a quick reminder to everybody that's listening as well, which is that if you'd like to learn more information on the different reg offerings, you can view an article on the SOMA site that has more detail as to the exact specifications. So I would encourage everyone to go and have a look. So A key question, the next question, how can users participate in the launch and purchase SOMA? What's the process and the requirements?
Good question. And John touched on a very important point. Going forward, obviously, SOMA will be its own Reg CF platform to do offerings for other companies. In this instance, the rule does say that we cannot issue our own Reg CF for ourselves. So we've partnered up with Akamona, which is a great company. Checked them out. They're really been very helpful. But because of this rule, this process is a little bit more complex than it will be going forward. In the future, it'll all be one-stop shop. Click, 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 you'll be in. In this instance, what users need to do, and this is important to follow the rules, but also to make it a lot easier, is onboard first to SOMA, go through that process, KYC AML, get yourself approved there, and then go to Akamona and see the offering documents and go through the purchase process there. We've built a custom API between the two platforms so that as long as you've cleared yourself on SOMA, Akamona won't ask you to go through the same process to duplicate KYC AML. It is important to use the same name. We've had a few of those where people have dropped a middle name or added a middle name, and all of a sudden the API doesn't recognize it. But if that does happen, just send either one of us an email. Either SOMA or Akamona will help you through it. But through that process, you will be directed to the Akamona site. The Akamona site has all the information concerning SOMA, concerning the offering, the process of investing. It also has links to the SEC site. It's a site called EDGAR that the Securities and Exchange Commission maintains, where all of these documents are publicly available. That's an important point here. So if you want to know anything in the world about SOMA, you can find it either on our site, on the Akamona site, or on the SEC's EDGAR site. It's all there. But as long as you follow those steps, the process should be pretty simple. As far as we can tell, it's been going pretty smoothly thus far.
Yeah, just looking at the website literally now, and it really is interesting because you can see all the different relevant information to make your own investment decision. But just to share a little bit of statistics so you guys can kind of see and some facts about the offering itself. The minimum purchase is $100, so it's fairly accessible and available for users to come on and participate. We are currently undergoing a promotion that individuals who invest into the minimum $100 purchase amount will get an additional $25 bonus. So of SOMA tokens. So if you put in 100, you're going to get $125 of tokens. The offering opened up, I think, roughly about 48 hours ago. And will be live until, I believe, March 31st, April 1st, which happens to be my birthday. So let's make sure that's a happy one. And it will be the concept of a rolling close. So that means that, and maybe Bill can probably explain this better than I can, but effectively it means that we can, close it and then reoffer in the future under the similar terms, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Bill?
Yes, correct. So we can do there are certain statutory requirements we have to meet, but once we meet those, we can close at any time an intermediary close and close the first, say, $1 million of it. And then after that, continue to offer through the end of the offering period. If we decide to extend the time past, then we'll have to refile, but that we can deal with when we get to. I think the important thing to recognize is that you have to go through the steps and go through it. The other thing that we should point out about the $25 bonus is when you go through the process of Akamona, you'll get a placeholder token. This is not the SOMA token. The way the rules work, we have to escrow funds as they come in. So we're not allowed to touch them until we have one of these closes, which is there to protect you as an investor. Once we do close, we will deliver the actual SOMA token. At that point, the extra $25 will be credited to you. So don't worry if you don't see that right away.
Yeah, very good point. And also a good point about the wallet part, because people are getting like SOMA XYZ tokens in their wallet and they're like, what the heck is this? It's not the real SOMA token. You'll get the real one delivered. It's a
great example of this technology working very well for this regulation, because under normal CF, you just send in your money and you don't hear anything until we close. Now you actually, because of the technology, because of the way it works, you can see these placeholder tokens. They're there. They're in your wallet, which is so much better than the old-fashioned way of doing CF, where you just sort of sent your money and hope to hear from somebody at some point. So a great example of why blockchain is just really so perfect for finance. To digress a bit.
Absolutely.
I think that brings us nicely on to the next question that a lot of people have, which is, this is a new kind of token like no other. And a lot of people are wondering what the benefits are. And I know that we've spoken about these previously, but Bill, obviously you mentioned one in terms of the use of blockchain. What other benefits can users expect to receive if they are holders of the SOMA token?
Sure. So again, on the website, you'll be able to see the certificate of designation. This is a preferred stock of SOMA.finance. Among other things, it has dividend rights, which investors should read about, of up to 10% of the profits of SOMA annually, at the discretion of the board, of course, as these things always are. So there's income there that could potentially be provided, and then obviously you will have the blockchain benefits of a token, staking and all the other fun things that come along with blockchain. Those will be available eventually as well. Those are the upsides. And of course, we have to mention the downsides as well, because the world isn't perfect. The great thing about this being a security is that if things do go badly, you are a security holder in this company. This is not a fictitious creation that sits somewhere in Netherlands. This is a company based in Delaware. You can look us up. We're there. And if something does go badly, you have recourse. You'll know who to come to. You'll know who to talk to. And there's a slew of regulators that you can discuss this with. Now, hopefully none of that happens, and we just have a smooth future that's always perfect and rosy.
For everyone's sake.
Right, for everyone's sake. But in the event, but it's important, because if you buy, I don't know, I won't even pick on any coin in particular, but if you buy XYZ crypto that you find on some website. Grimace coin, sure. That's one of my favorites, the Grimace coin.
We've used that one before.
So if you buy Grimace coin and things go badly, who do you call? Like, you can't call Grimace, because he's a fictitious character.
Works at McDonald's.
And you have no idea who runs Grimace coin, or who is behind it, or where they're located, or who to call. This is a real company with a real security that you'll have recourse. Hopefully we don't ever have to deal with that, but in the event we do, that's important for investors.
I mean, I guess the one other thing just to mention is obviously the SOMA token is effectively, in crypto speak, the platform token of the SOMA.finance platform. So, similar to, other exchange tokens or platform tokens in DeFi world, we have a token that represents the actual ownership of the business behind SOMA, the SOMA platform. So as things like trading volumes increase, as users do, or asset issuers come on and do Reg CFs or other different types of capital formation on the SOMA platform, portions of those proceeds and revenue can come back to the dividend or the token holders via dividends, and but in the legitimate regulated and compliant form. So pretty exciting stuff. I think one, again, not to really talk too negatively or badly about any particular tokens, but if you're thinking about some of the larger AMMs out there in the world that have tokens, in many cases, part of the reason why the token doesn't have the value accrual is because they can't actually translate that value accrual from the platform itself, which could be significant. I mean, literally in the billions of dollars in some cases, back to the token holder's hands. So it almost becomes, worthless other than the governance of the token. But in this case, you also get the governance with SOMA. We'll obviously have different parts of what the corporate actions would be for that part as well, and what you can and can't vote on and participate in. And it's obviously not a DAO, but you do have that ability to actually get value accrual back from the platform in the business's success, which is, I think, a really, really critically important thing, because then you can actually start doing fundamental financial analysis on these things and really legitimizing the financial value of the asset itself. Obviously. Absolutely. Not financial advice, and go do your own research and all that. Kind of give the disclosures, but it is something of interest that I think is just a unique model that has really not been done before, at least not in a retail friendly way.
And it's great because of the way we're doing it. You don't have to go hunt and look and search and try and do your own research by guessing or any of that. It's literally all on the website. Fully anything disclosed. You could possibly want. We have financials. We have management, we have locations, we have plans, it's all there. And it's, obviously we're required to put it up there, but we also want it to be up there. We want this to be a real offering for a real company. And that's what it's going to do.
Yeah, I would also mention one other thing, very different direction, but it is currently being offered on Ethereum, on the Ethereum mainnet network. So if you wanted to participate currently on Akamona, you'll be able to participate via USDC on Ethereum. Mainnet Ethereum. So we're looking into other options and exploring how to get other things like credit cards and fiat and wire transfers and things of this nature. But that's coming in the not too distant future.
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
And that also tees us up very nicely for the next question, which is a little bit of a discussion about what SOMA has planned for the future. So we'd love to hear from you both as to what's around the corner, what the upcoming potential product releases are, and what's in store for the SOMA community and token holders.
Yeah. So as we move forward with the plans that are encapsulated in the offering memorandum and on our website and on Akamona's website, we are going to develop the entirety of this hybrid DEX structure, starting with in phases. The eventual hybrid DEX is obviously the most complex and will come last. But as of now, the starter, which is SOMA starter, which unfortunately we couldn't use for our own token, it is up and running and live. And hopefully the next step will be to have issuers other than ourselves come out on that platform and do offerings, either CF. We're also able to do Reg D, Reg S, and Reg A offerings, which are if you want to look those up, there are a bunch of different types of private placements. But that's the next step right away, is to do that and then hopefully deploy the DEX in relatively short order.
And obviously the DEX is one of the core pillars of the platform, and we're really excited about that when it'll be able to come out, and then hopefully not too distant future. Obviously working through a lot of these things with the regulators and other advisors, super closely. It is extremely novel, very innovative, and just something that hasn't ever been done before. And obviously, when it's never been done before, there's not precedence for it, and you kind of really have to explain everything to a T and make everyone feel comfortable with it, particularly in the regulated environment that we're playing in. But obviously this is, something that's really exciting to be able to trade all different types of assets in tokenized form, on this semi-permissionless hybrid DEX, as Bill calls it. So it's that's really what we're excited about. The starter platform is going to be awesome as well. Unfortunately, we weren't able to use it this time around, but we'll have to set up a really good offering for the first one coming up, making sure that the community will get something really cool coming out not too soon, not too far away.
Absolutely.
Great, thank you. So in the interest of keeping things relatively short, I think we'll end it here. But those were some very informative answers to the questions from the community, and we will definitely host another one of these AMAs over the course of the token sale. I just wanted to say thank you for joining. And do you have any final messages for the community that you would like to share before we finish the stream?
No, just thanks to the community for the questions and the participation and interest. Go to the SOMA site, get registered, go to Akamona, do your research. It's all there. Please read. We spent a lot of time putting that stuff together to make sure that it was compliant and comprehensive. So read, learn, and if you like what you see, invest. Again, not financial advice, but if you like it, hopefully you'll join us.
And I think we've had a lot of good feedback and questions from the community about bits and pieces of the offering. So if you have any questions, make sure to join us in the Telegram. Reach out on social media. Twitter or X, for example, is a good place. We'll make sure to get your questions answered. And as you were mentioning before, we will be doing these more regularly. And looking forward to continuing to give you guys updates about the offering and what's coming next. Should be a very exciting year. Markets are starting to turn around. We've been building through a tough time in the crypto markets, but 2024 is looking a little bit more rosy. Hopefully it continues to stay that way. And, looking forward to kind of launching more stuff in the not too distant future for you guys, and share it all with you soon.
Great. Bill and John, thank you so much for joining, and looking forward to speaking to you on the next AMA. Bill, have a great day. JP, have a great night.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Blair. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.